Hi, Guido Fox hier. Welkom bij een nieuw short video about reactive abusement within love relationships. I didn't know how to manage to share this topic, to write a blog about it, or to make a very, very big book report. But I was thinking make another short video about this subject to share my information about reactive abusement, and it is a little bit a sub subject within the toxic relationship dynamics, within the difficulties about the narcissistic personal personality disorder and the borderliner disorder and the ASP disorder, that's the antisocial disorder by human people. And within these disorders and in this toxic relationship dynamics with emotional wounded people, with very egocentric people, hurted people, with people who don't know a lot about social dynamics. Reactive abusement is a sub thing within the abusement of each other, or the abusement of mostly one person within the relationship. There's an abuser mostly and a defending, sensitive, empathic person within the relationship, full also maybe with empathy and helper syndromes there, who want to save the relationship, who wants to help the other partner because the other partner is suffering from their own damaged past lives, or their own self-hatred, or hatred of the world, or the people in their surroundings. So there's mostly what you see in relationship dynamics. There's one person with a lot of empathy, with a lot of patience for the situation of the other partner. So one person is really suffering, and other person is actually also suffering. You have both two suffering persons who taking control about each other. The one person has the empathy, wants to listen, have also helper syndromes and going away from their own problems, and the other party is also suffering with self-hatred, resentful, and want to as anger also, and want also to control the other party, the other relationship partner. So if you're full with self-hatred, if you're full with hurted feelings, then control is mostly also kicking in. And control is related to reactive abusement. And what is now reactive abusement? And in the short version, is from control mechanisms, because actually you're afraid that the other person is taking control after you, to you, or he or she is leaving the relationship, so you want to control that person under control. There are always fear patterns. But what reactive abusement is that you blame the other person. What you actually is blaming yourself. And it's also a little bit related by self-defense. So you are not easily that people are coming into your system, your mind, your energy. So you have keeping a wall around you, and the empathic person wants to go through that wall, but you're holding your hard eggshell frame there. What's relating from that wall is that you prefer to attack. From self-defense, you prefer to attack, that the other person cannot attack you. So what you're to protect yourself. So what you're doing is blaming the other person, that you are the victim of the relationship, and the empathic person is the attacker of the relationship, is the abuser of the relationship. And on this way, you're turning around all the things. And the guy or the woman with very empathic social feelings is feeling that he or she is brainwashing, is be gaslighted, is in another world, or thinking that he or she is constantly wrong. And they're thinking, oh, what the fuck is going on? And am I in a real world, or this is true? And they are starting to doubt about themselves and losing some kind of self-respect, of self-identity, and they don't know if they are wrong or the other partner is wrong. So they're in kind of brainwashing world. So that's very scary. So they have the feeling that they were shaking around, and that is also a favorable position from the abuser mind, because if you don't know who you are, if you're losing your identity and you're shaky, then the abuser can't control you. So here's also the controlling mechanisms of the abuser is reactive abusement. Blaming the other person which you're most deeply fears and deeply insecurity. So if you're saying, hey, maybe as the empathic person, hey, probably I see maybe you're a little bit insecure because I see this and that. Then she is saying, no, you're the insecure person, and you're trying to make me insecure. You're cheating on me against the rules. You're cheating. I know it. I feel it. But she or he is cheating in the relationship, her or himself. So she is saying, "Oh, you are cheating." Attack the other person while she or he is cheating within the relationship. So they attack before you are attacking, or they attack harder back if you have some comments about their behavior. Oh, you're so, I see some hatred tendencies in your behavior patterns. You're so conflictuous. You're searching for conflicts all the time. And no, you're the one who making conflicts every time. You're walking away from these relationships. You're walking away from conversations. So if you're saying something subtle, to the other person. You get a wave of heart attacks to protect the wall, the protection wall in the personality of the abuser here in this person. So double attack if you say something about the personality of the other person. So control, defend is a very red flags within this toxic relationship and this reactive abusement. Also to play with sexual intimacy when you give your sexual value away or when not, or to play this kind of games, financial games. You can do the silent treatments. I read also today um, to see how someone react on it, to punish the other one with not reacting on messages. Nowadays with social media and with phone, you see that a lot of times the silent treatment, remember this, so people are not reacting on you to see how you react, if you react, and punish you. That's also a thing what you see nowadays in toxic relationship patterns. What you see by abusers is also because they're so insecure themselves that they are showing themselves on social media with other persons to provoke you. Hey, I sit here with a nice woman, or I'm here with a nice guy, and see if you react. If you become angry, and if you become angry, she has control about you. She or he has control about you, and know that he or she still be loved, right? Because I'm talking about the guy, right? But she or he is so insecure that she constantly wants to have the approval from the outside world and constantly have the recognition, the approval, the appreciation of the other person, to feel good and to feel self-worth and constantly have that approval that she or he is the one. So the silent treatment can be a punishment, but also a test if you're reacting on it and how you react. And if you become angry, then she knows she still beloved. So she or he is crossing borders, constantly is testing you. I call it over testing in my blog and my articles. Over testing you constantly to check if the relationship is still there, because the abuser is mostly the one who is very, very insecure and has to test the other person constantly. So, reactive abusement is a very aggressive form of defending your wall, attacking the other person, to blame the other person and turn around things, right? So I am actually, as abuser, the victim, and you are the blaming person. You are the abuser. You don't treat me enough. You don't give me compliments. You don't do anything for me. You didn't buy an holiday for me. You didn't buy a car for me. You don't love me enough. So you're playing here the victimhood role constantly to get approval and attentions, and you're turning around the mechanism, and it is food toxic, this manipulative dynamics, and it is a toxic relationship patterns where you get better can stay away from this black dark energy consuming whole, right? But it's a very common dynamic, and the reactive abusement in relationship is quite common, to blame and to be judgmental constantly to the other person, to pinpoint on the negative side of other person, to see what's going wrong, what you can do better, constantly to keep control, to keep you down, to play you down, to have control about you, and also to feel better because you are on a lower frequency and you want to have the partner also on that frequency, because otherwise you feel more and more insecure. So you want to have that partner on the same level and a little bit under that level, because otherwise your self-worth is going down. If the other partner becomes shining, happy, have self-respect, self-confidence, knowing who she or he are, have self-identity. So if the other partner is growing into personal development, you get a mismatch. So that's also another thing. If you're growing in your life, you become successful, you're striving, the other partner a lot of times wants wants to keep you down. So that's also an underlying dynamic what I a lot of times are seeing within relationship coaching and dynamics is that there is jealousy. The abuser is a lot of times jealous on the capacities and the successful attitude of the other person. Thank you for watching this video about reactive abusement within relationships, and I see you by the next video. Bye bye.